Hi, this is Miss Northrop. I'm going to be talking to you about reduce, reuse, recycle, and taking care of the earth. So over the next few weeks, we're going to be doing activities for reduce, reuse, recycle, and I'm going to be reading stories. So the first story I'm going to be reading, the title is Why Should I Recycle? The illustrator is Mike Gordone. So as you can see on the cover, they are recycling paper and glass bottles and plastic and cans. The title page, Why Should I Recycle? In my family, we recycle our garbage. We return things so they can be used again. So you can see in the picture they're recycling glass bottles right here. And then over here they're recycling cans. We didn't always recycle. We used to throw everything away. On our way to school, we always pass Mr. Jones's house. Mr. Jones is our teacher. One day, we saw him putting a special box with cans, bottles, and papers by the gate. What are you doing? So what is he going to do with those cans, bottles, and papers? This box is for recycling. All these things are taken away and used again. So instead of wasting all the materials, they're going to be made into new things. What's recycling? I'll explain at school, said Mr. Jones. In class, Mr. Jones asked us what we did with our trash. We put it in the garbage can. It's just old garbage. So Mr. Jones showed an apple core. So when you are done eating an apple and you're at home and you have a backyard or a front yard, you can put your apple in the soil. Mr. Jones said garbage contains lots of useful things that can be recycled or used again. So this plastic bottle, you can use it again. You can recycle it and it gets made into new plastic bottles, or you can use it to put things in such as flowers or pencils. So over here in this glass jar, instead of throwing it away, he used it again to put paintbrushes. Mr. Jones took the class to a recycling center. It had separate containers for bottles, cans, plastic, clothes, and paper. What do you think happens to all the glass that goes in here? It all gets broken down to make new shiny bottles. So instead of throwing the bottles in the garbage can where it won't be used again and it just goes to the landfill where all the trash goes, it can be used again to make new bottles. And guess what happens to all the cans that go in here? What do you think happens to all the cans? They get melted down to make new metal things such as bikes and scooters. So instead of throwing it in the trash can, you can put it in the recycle and it can be used again to make new things. And what about the paper and plastic that go in here and here? Mr. Jones asked. The paper gets shredded and used to make new books and comics. All these things come from garbage we just throw away. So instead of throwing away everything, you can think about, should I put this in the recyclable, or can it something I can use again? Like in our classroom, we have the recycle bin, and we also have extra material that we use in the art center. Instead of throwing it away, somebody else may want to use that half piece of paper or little shreds of paper. This plastic can be used to make all kinds of things, including clothes. You might be wearing some. Most of the garbage we put in the trash can get buried in dumps that spoil the country. It's good to recycle as much as you can. So all this garbage right here, it doesn't get used again. It's just wasted and thrown away, and it creates trash. So what else can we recycle? Clothes, books, and toys that you don't want can all be taken to the second-hand store. You can give away clothes to a little cousin or to a family, or you could take it to a store so that the clothes are not wasted. The food we buy at supermarkets comes in packages that can often be used again. So in the kitchen area in the classroom, we have those boxes. Those were boxes of food like cereal and oatmeal that instead of throwing it away or putting it in the recycle, I used it again. So that's called reusing. So with the milk carton or a water jug, they reused it and they put soil in it and plants grew. I told Mom and Dad about our trip to the recycling center. Now we buy recycled things at the store. So you see how she is buying the milk carton? So this time she will clean it out, and then you can put soil in it and you can grow plants. Just like we did in the classroom with cups, you can use water jugs or milk jugs. We always recycle the plastic bags too. We brought our own bags, thanks. We also recycle everything at home. Fruit and vegetable peelings get recycled on our new compost heap. So in my house, where we have the flower beds, we have thrown away banana peels or apple peels. And so instead of throwing them away, sometimes we put them in the soil where we are growing new things like tomatoes and cilantro. So it helps provide more nutrients. The compost helps my mom's prized vegetables to grow. Now we recycle so much garbage, there's hardly any left to put in the can. So you see how that's taking care of the earth. So instead of putting all the garbage into the dump, now you can recycle it and it can be made into new things, or you can reuse and make different projects. You can also reduce, and we will talk about that later. Recycling is kind to nature. It saves money and it's fun. So next we will be doing an activity where we resort recyclable materials that I found in my home. So join me in a few minutes for that video. Thank you.